Hey neighbors, I had to stop for a second. We're down here in Mexico, and look at this green grass right here. Even in Mexico, you can find awesome grass. Check this out. Luscious, nice, and looks to be Bermuda to me. So we're in good company. I just had to stop and take a look at it. That's Bermuda, and it is looking good. Look, even out here in Mexico, we got grass. Might need a little bit of work on this one, but we also got iguanas. That's one thing I don't have to worry about in my lawn. The green spaces though, that's what sets it off. Even on the beach, the green spaces set it apart. This is nice. Time after time, we're checking out nice grass out here in the tropical paradise of Mexico. Check it out, they got a fresh mow on the grass in Mexico. Little line action going on there. Oh, you caught me. Wasn't fun in Mexico on vacation at the beach, checking out the grass, but now it's time to get back home so I can mow my own grass. Let's go get back there now, neighbors. Oh, it is good to be back from Mexico. Mexico was awesome and a great vacation, but I'm ready to get back in the lawn. So in this video, we're going to talk about if you've been away from your lawn or you hadn't been able to mow it in a few days, how do you get back into it and keep it looking nice and green without messing all that up? So hang in there and we'll check that out. So we're back from vacation. The lawn has grown up a little bit. You may not be able to tell in the video, but it's grown up the whole time we've been on vacation. It needs to be edged. It needs all that upkeep. But I don't want to take my lawnmower back out and just cut it right back down as low as it can go, unless I want to scout my lawn and reset the height, which for me, it's kind of late in the season for that. It's September in Georgia. We're coming to the end of the season, and I just don't want to go with yellow grass for a week or so. So I'm going to raise my height up again. Yeah, I know I've been talking about raising the height up in my last couple videos, but I'm going to raise my height up again because I want to keep that green grass. And I recommend you do the same thing. Raise the height up enough to keep that green grass. So I've been gone a couple days, or about 5 days, from mowing the lawn, so it's grown up a good bit. So we're going to raise the height up again so we can keep it green and keep that fresh lawn look. So let's take a look at that. And if you think about it and you want to, consider hitting that subscribe button and liking this video. Throw a comment down in the comment section. If you got any questions or just words of encouragement are always appreciated too. So take a minute and do that. Let me fix this flag here. There we go, that's better. All right, let's get the lawnmower out. So occasionally people ask me what kind of lawnmower I have. This is a reel mower type lawnmower. Specifically, it's a California Trimmer brand reel mower. So remember the difference between a reel mower and a rotary mower is a rotary mower spins the blade like this and hits that blade of grass. And a reel mower, the blade is spinning like this against a bed knife and cuts the grass like scissors. So that's the difference. A lot of golf courses are going to be using the reel type mower. You may remember them from back in the day, the old timey type you push. I actually got one right here. I'll show you. Hold on. So this right here is like the old timey type of reel mowers you might remember that do not have a motor on them and do the reel type blade cutting. See what happens here. I don't even know what height is on. You know what? We might do a pass or two with this just for fun. So when I first started looking in the reel mowers, this one's about $100, $120 I think. for the 20-inch Scott's Classic reel mower. And this might be where you start too if you start looking in the reel mowers. But I'm telling you, it's nothing compared to one with a motor on it, but it's still fun to do. So with the manual reel, it's your pushing speed turns the blade. So I'm not really cutting anything at all off here. Cutting a little bit. What you have back here is the same as the motorized reel, is you got a bed knife, this is a stationary blade, and then you have the spinning blade that slices right over top of that bed knife and causes the grass to cut. I'm cutting on the lowest setting, and it's barely cutting anything off. On my California trimmer, on the lowest setting would be completely yellowing out this grass right now. But I just wanted to break this thing out for a second and show you the manual reel mower option here, just so you can see it. And as you can see, my lines are super crooked here, but that's okay. We're going to go back over it. I'm barely cutting anything off again. There's barely any clippings here. Now let's fire up the motorized California trimmer. I'm going to raise the height up again, just to make sure I'm not going to scalp it. Turn the choke on here. All right, big difference. Definitely see a huge difference between the manual reel mower and the gas powered reel mower. One is just the weight of it, and I got a roller on the front. That's what's helping me get some of these stripes, if you can see them in the video or not. The sun's not in the best position for striping, and as we know, striping is all about sun position and that blade being pushed over different directions to reflect sun in different directions. That's why you get darker and lighter stripes. It's not about the height. About the sun reflection, we know that. So we got some decent stripes on here from the reel mower. It's got an extra weight to it, and as our roller, that's what's going to help to do that. People ask me all the time, how do you get it striping? It's all about the weight and the roller on the front. So now let's go and get some diagonal cuts in here. So I almost always like to double cut. That's one direction cutting and then cut at a different direction. There's a couple good reasons. One, you're going to help get the stragglers, those pieces of grass that miss being cut on that one direction. You'll come back and get them going the other direction. And the pattern at the end just looks better to me. So it's helpful in both ways. So the choice is really yours. You can scalp it back down low, and I do that in the summertime sometimes. But right now it's coming to the end of the season. I prefer to have a nice green lawn, and I don't want to suffer through a week or two of yellow grass and trying to recover that back up to be nice and green. Look, it's turning out really good, just raising that height up. I love a low cut grass, don't get me wrong. I love the lowest you can get. I like 1/8 of an inch on a golf green. I could never get that low, but I love that low cut grass. But look at this, when you're a homeowner, just get the right height to keep that green just right. All right, let's do it. All right, so we got that cut. We cut it horizontally and then we cut it diagonally. We got a nice double cut on the lawn. It's looking really dark green. And again, I love cutting my grass super low as I can possibly get it. Right now I'm up over 1 inch on my grass. And yeah, I know that's super tall, but I want to keep that green through the rest of the season. And I'm willing to raise the height up just to keep it looking nice like that. That's a choice you'll have to make. Just remember, if you start mowing, sometimes mow off in an inconspicuous place, maybe in the back of the yard, and set your blade up that way. So if you cut too low, you yellow it out, you can raise that blade up, no harm, no foul, and you can cut the rest of the grass. Little tip for you. So I might have a couple crooked lines in here, but I really don't care. I just wanted you to see how thick and nice and dark green the lawn is. I put some iron down on it about 2 weeks ago. Last week I put down the Vigoro that had iron in it, and that iron's giving it that nice dark green look that we want. And the nitrogen is helping it grow and keeping it thick. So this is looking really good here, and I'm super happy about it. Coming up to the end of the season here, it's gonna be sad, but I got a little secret that I'm doing in the wintertime, and I'll be sharing that with you in a couple videos, so don't miss that. Hit that subscribe button, like this, and comment on it. I'll be making a surprise video here of what I'm doing for the winter time coming up soon. Same thing going for this side of the lawn. It's nice and thick, it's overgrown a little bit. We've raised the height up, and we're gonna try to keep a nice, green, luscious look through the end of the year. Let's do it. See if we can see it. All right, look right here. We have, I always want to try to get the root when I pull these up, but we got some foreign we do not want in our grass here, and I just spot them as I'm mowing, and I usually try to pull them up before I mow so it keeps it even, but as you can see, there ain't no such thing as a perfect lawn. Just pull them when you see them and treat them when you can. All right, so we got the side yard cut. Now, a very important thing, if you're gonna keep these natural edges, I always tell everybody, first, make them very deep, 4 to 5 inches even deep. That'll help stop the Bermuda from trying to grow into your mulch bed. Now, the Bermuda will find a way, it'll still get some in there, but not near as much when you keep them good, nice, deep edges on there. So what we're gonna do, about once a week, you can do it more often if you want, but about once a week, we're gonna come back with a weed eater. We're just gonna weed eat along that edge. So let's check it out. So a nice little secret to not flipping mulch up all over your beds, all over your lawn, is one thing, you got that deep edge That makes it easier because you're going to run the mulch down to the bottom of that deep edge, not piled all the way up to the surface, but to the bottom of it. So you got a pretty good gap there. And then when you flip your weed eater over, you're going to hold it a little bit high so it won't hit the mulch. Now, you'll still occasionally hit some mulch and throw it up in your lawn, but that's okay. Check it out. All right, so I just got to cheat a little bit. I was able to put it in fast motion, so you can't really see all my mistakes I'm making, but just go nice and slow. And if you make a mistake, pull back a little bit. If you go too deep and you're throwing mulch, lift up a little bit. Take your time and learn as you go. The more you do it, the better you'll be at it. I'll show you a little up close on here. I got some weeds I got to pull out of the mulch, but I'm going to show you up close. So all these are little trees that this crepe myrtle, again, I'm not a huge fan of, always trying to reproduce. So when I was gone for a week and not able to pull them up, I had all these little trees everywhere. Throw these away. And you can see little bits of the Bermuda grass trying to grow in here. But again, I haven't been able to upkeep this in about a week. So the Bermuda will find a way, but not near as much if you keep that deep edge on there. When I start hitting mulch, and I will, because some of this mulch is kind of up high, I'll just lift up a little bit so I can just hit the grass. But I'm gonna go nice and slow so I can get that edge. And if I mess up, that's okay. Just take it nice and easy. You got that deep edge on there, so you don't have to go super low. You're just getting the grass. There we go. Just going nice and easy along that grass rim. That's all I need to do. I don't got to dig way deep in there. Just enough to clean up that line, and you're looking pretty good. I gotta confess something. Some days when I'm using a weed eater, I feel like I can do no wrong. That line just pops and I just get a straight line. There's nothing I can do about it. It's perfect. But some days I get out here like today and I just cannot seem to keep the string out from breaking. I can't keep the line straight. I keep bumping up into the green and I can't keep that nice edge. That's how I feel today. And some days are just gonna be like that, y'all. It's gonna be a little frustrating, but that's okay. Just keep on trucking along. Luckily I got an edger and I'll break out the edger. But today's been a little bit frustrating because I couldn't keep that edge nice and straight. I don't know what the problem was. And I couldn't keep the string from breaking. So here's what it is. So look, one reason why I was having so much trouble with the weed eater getting me a good, nice, clean edge is my string was really short and it kept breaking, so it kept getting shorter and shorter. So what I ended up doing was taking the string out, putting a new string in there, nice and long, keeping it long enough to where it won't hit the little guard that will break the string, but as long as possible. And once I got that string nice and long, man, it made my job a lot easier. So check your string length. You don't want little stubby strings when you're trying to make a good edge. That won't work well. At least it didn't for me. So I just put a brand new Ego blade in my Ego edger, and we're gonna see how that works out for me. Now that's one thing that I love about an edger is you can get deep into the edge. You can cut nice and deep down in there. Now, granted, I probably cut a little too deep. I get it. Some people are gonna say they don't like that, and that's okay. I should probably raise it up a little bit, but I like the nice deep edge. Try not to contact your concrete as much as I just did. You can hear it pinging off the concrete. That'll just wear your blade out quicker. Wow, this new blade is cutting a nice edge on there. Now I'm throwing up a lot of dirt. We'll blow that out in a second, but it is looking good. One thing we don't want to do is rush the blowing. The blowing is going to crisp up those edges and really give you a nice final product. So don't rush through it. Take your time, go over it as many times as you need to, and blow back on that grass and make that nice sharp line. It's easy to get in a rush because you think you're almost done and just try to hurry up and blow. But I'm telling you, when you take your time and do a nice blowing, it's going to make all the difference in the world and gives you that crisp sharpness. We got us a nice edge on there. So it looks deep. And you can see a gap in between the concrete and the grass. And that's what we're looking for. So don't rush it. Take your time and finish strong. So that's it, y'all. Thanks a lot for joining me again for just a little bit of lawn maintenance here after vacation. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, put a comment down in the comment section if you want to know anything or just to encourage. I'm going to finish up this lawn, and y'all have a great Labor Day weekend. See y'all next week. I want to show you real quick the damage that rabbits can do to your yard. I have a couple rabbits that always sit back here in the back part of my yard, and they just eat on the grass. And you can see the damage right there. That's rabbits just eating the grass down to the root, really. It'll fill back in if the rabbits stop eating, but why would the rabbits stop eating? They're just going to keep on expanding out further and further.